For the second priority of tools, we're going to move from using pencil and paper into starting to use ink, colored pencils, as well as colored markers. So something that you're going to need for the second part is you're going to want a set of micron pens. And the set that you need goes from 005 to 1, 2, 3, 5, and 8. And this is all you'll need. You'll notice other sets will have more pens and you don't need any of those. And you'll notice some sets will have different numbers on here. So be sure to get the one that goes from 005 all the way through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 8. So this is what we need for the class. If you cannot afford this or don't want to commit to buying a whole set of pens, at the minimum, you could get the Pilot Precise V5 extra fine pen, and you'll be able to buy just a single one of these. So this is just if you don't want to buy the whole set. But you're going to see the advantages once I start doing the demonstrations. When we go in and we start to put ink on our girls, you'll see the advantages of having the different size pens. Also, when you're in the art store, you'll see there are some Micron's pens that you can buy separately. If you do, I would recommend to get the 005, 01, and then skip to 3 and skip up here to 8. So if you need to, you can buy those 4 just individually, but you might find that you end up paying the same price as if you bought a set. Also, I notice all the time where stores like Joann's and Michael's, they will give you coupons, or sometimes they'll have certain things on sale. So definitely keep track of when these are going on sale. And a lot of times you can get them for half the price or 40% off. So keep your eye out on that. Also, as we move into more detail work, if you want to, it's recommended. This is a white eraser pen. And so you can come in and you can get some more detail erasing around small areas as needed, because you'll notice the more that you're using this eraser, it gets really wide and it's hard to get in and get small details. So this is recommended. As we start using ink more often, then at some point you might have to put some whiteout on top of your ink. So I recommend using this whiteout tape dispenser. And the reason why I like it is because it goes on really thin and flat, and it's instantly dry. So as soon as you put your line, as soon as you cover up a line that was a mistake, you can go ahead and immediately draw again right on top of it. So moving on, we are going to start using color pencils. The ones that I recommend are the Prisma color pencils. The reason I like these is because the pencil itself is still a little bit waxy, but it also kind of has like a powder feel, and these blend really well on the paper. So I prefer using the Prisma colors. When you're looking for these online, make sure you're looking for the Scholar version, because these will be less expensive, but it's still a really great quality. And they have sets of 24, 48, or 60. If you can afford it, I highly recommend the 60 set because there's a lot more colors to choose from. And this usually, that's what I have for the whole classroom, is sets of 60. But at the minimum, at least get the 24 set. There is a Premier series, and this is the professional ones that come in the metal tin. But you don't have to spend this much money for your color pencils. If you don't want to spend the money to get the nice Prisma colors, for the first semester illustration class, you could use something like this, where it's just the Crayola color pencils, and get like a 24 box or a 60. But you're going to notice that these are kind of waxy, and it's hard to get the colors to blend together. And after a while, you won't like these. And if you ever have a few Prisma colors to choose between, you'll start to fall in love with these because they blend so much better. You want to be really careful that you never drop your color pencils onto the ground, because then the lead will break here inside the pencil, and you'll be sharpening it and you'll notice the leads will just keep falling out. So be sure to never drop your color pencils. Also with color pencils, if you're ever at an art store to go buy your art supplies, and you'll notice a section where you can buy individual color pencils from Prisma, and I would recommend to get 2 or 3 more of the white color pencil because you're going to use these all the time. So you'll notice this one's already getting really short, and when I look through my stack here, I'm seeing that I don't even have any more white. So this is a color pencil you're going to use a lot. So go ahead and buy a few more of these individually. Now I'm hoping most of you have sandpaper at home, or you know someone who has sandpaper because they do some kind of woodworking or home crafting, and you're able to just cut some pieces out. I've noticed sometimes at the 99-cent store they will have an assortment pack of sandpapers, but you're stuck with just kind of whatever it gives you. The sandpaper that we need for this class is very specific. So on the back you're going to notice, for instance, this one says 120. So this is the 120 grit. So you're going to want 120, you're going to want 80, and then you're going to want 60 grit. So you'll notice if you go somewhere to buy like a pre-assorted pack of sandpaper, it might not have those 3 that I'm requiring. So you might have to go buy individual sheets, or if you get together with a friend, maybe 2 of you can go buy like a multi-pack of the 3 different colors, and then you can split up the sandpapers between you. Usually how it works is I just go out and buy a multi-pack of 60s, 80s, 120s, and then I just split them up amongst the whole class. But this time you're going to have to go out and buy them yourself. You're going to notice when you look for multi-assorted packs that you're not going to exactly find the same grits that I'm asking for. But like for instance, here's an example of one where it is 60, 100, and 150, and this would be fine if you found something like that. Included in the list for your second priority of tools to buy, we're going to go ahead and start moving into purchasing markers as well as getting marker paper. For the techniques that I'm going to be teaching you, you're going to want to use the chart pack markers, and this is required, so I want you to buy these. Some of you will already own some Prismacolor markers. You might have Copic markers or something else like this. But for the techniques that I'm going to teach you, you have to use the chart pack markers and the marker paper. I think you'll also like how the chart packs blend on the paper, and especially as I'm teaching you the techniques. And then at some point in time, you'll be able to go back to some Prisma markers that you already own, and you can see the difference between them. If you already have like some Crayola markers, do not use these. This is not going to work with the paper we're going to use. As well, these markers over time will start to fade and lose their color, and they don't blend how we need them to blend, and they won't stack the way we need them to. So do not use these. If you're on a really tight budget with your supplies, these are the 3 markers I recommend to buy right away, and then we're going to get some more later in the semester. The colors that we're going to need at first is going to be light sand, pink, and craft brown, and these will be on the list. Also, we have the marker paper. So this is the Ben Fang Graphics 360 marker paper, and then inside of here is your sheets of paper. Now be really careful that you don't touch this, because the oils from your fingers are going to get onto this paper, and then as you're coloring and using your markers, it's going to change the colors. So this paper here, you want to treat it like gold. So just always keep it closed until we're ready to use the paper itself. The reason that I want you to purchase these 3 markers first is because when we get to the point where we're ready to start coloring, we're going to work on faces, hair, as well as just a basic swimsuit, and you'll be able to use a skin tone, a hair color, and then a basic pink for doing the swimsuit itself. And I'm also going to teach you how to mix and mingle these different colors to come up with different results as well. And then later on when we do other assignments, you're going to have more colors added to the list.